This is Culture Uncut. This is Culture Uncut. This is Culture Uncut. I am your host, Jason Spears, and Colt fans, we've got a lot to talk about.
This is Culture Uncut. I'm your host, Jason Spears, coming to you after Carlie Irsay Gordon's end of the season presser. I'm going to try to make this short because I don't think you guys need me on here talking about this for very long, because honestly, nothing much was said. When I was going into this presser, I wanted to hear why these guys are coming back, what her reasoning was, what her expectations are going forward. Is there an ultimatum? Is it out on the table? Because if they're going to bring these two guys back, I put it out there. Look, they either win or they're gone. It's that simple. And you can do that. You're the owner. I wish she would have done that, but that's not what she did. She doubled down on everything and really gave no answers, no explanations other than the sense of urgency's never been higher, which is really not saying anything, because this team has had a quote-unquote sense of urgency problem for 5 years. Like, therein lies the problem. Like, I don't know how you can claim that when the sense of urgency issue comes straight from the guy that's running your team. So it makes me feel even worse about our situation, because that's the problem. The problem is there hasn't been a sense of urgency. It's not changing, and that's a fireable offense, period. So the fact that she's rolling that out there as the reason to keep him, that there's going to be a unique sense of urgency or a higher, there's already been a sense of urgency. There was after the 2021 year. There was after the 2022 year. The 2020, nothing will change. Nothing will change. I wanted to be fair and give her the benefit of the doubt and give her a chance to explain this to the fan base. And saying you're pissed while bringing back a guy that's failed at his job for a decade it's contradictory. It's hypocritical. It's two separate ends. You can't be that pissed if you're bringing back the guy that's responsible for all of it. So, look, it was a terrible press conference. I don't think she seems in over her head based on what was said. I mean, it was really not a good press conference. No information or no useful information was gleaned from it. Her answer to essentially everything is, I believe Chris and Shane will fix it. Well, why didn't they fix it? Why hasn't Chris fixed it in 10 years? More specifically, the last 4 or 5. Shane is an 8-9 win merchant. He'll get that every year, but he can't win big games. Nobody asked about Shane's inability to win games in the division. It was just a train wreck. There was no specifics given. There's no blueprint to how they're going to get better. There's no talk of any changes that will be made other than I'm going to leave it up to the two guys that have screwed this up the last 3 years to make all the decisions. I mean, she's essentially leaving all the free agency stuff up to Ballard, and she's leaving all that coaching, the coaching hires and all that up to Steichen, which is fine, but in theory. But the problem is, especially Ballard, there's no proof of concept that he can get this right. Like Steichen, I still think is young and is learning. I still do not think he's a head coach. I still think he's a really good offensive coordinator, but I do not think he's a great leader of men, and I do not think he's a great head coach. And until he shows me different, I'm going to feel that way. But my bigger issue is, how are you going to claim urgency and bring back the guy that seems like he has a lifetime contract? And I swear to God, if she extends him, because somebody asked about an extension and she didn't say yes or no, and I wouldn't expect her to, but if she gives him an extension, there's no hope. There is no hope. And I wouldn't be surprised, because these GMs don't like dead man walking 1-year deals, and that's what he's on. He's on, you got 1 year left on your deal, and usually those guys it's like this with coaches and GMs everywhere. They want to renegotiate their deal before the last season, so it's not a dead man walking situation. So I came out of this with a lot more questions than answers. I'm very disappointed because I genuinely like the Irsay girls. Carlie seems to be a genuinely good person that really cares. I mean, she cares enough to go in there, go on the field and try to learn the game, and I respect that about her. I don't have any issues with that. But this was very uninspiring and very, very hard to watch. And I don't know how. That was one of the weakest sell jobs to the fan base I've ever seen. Essentially, she just said she was pissed over and over again, while bringing back the biggest reason why she's pissed, and we've all been pissed for the last 9 years. She's bringing him back, so none of it makes any sense to me. I mean, I guess the argument is they're going to get 1 more year, and if it doesn't work, they blow it up. But I don't know. Do we really know that for sure? I didn't get that feeling. Like, she seems to have the same love and like unbounded respect for Chris Ballard that her father did. A question I wish they would have asked, which they didn't, was, who are your football influences? Who are the people that you reach out and talk to about what you should do? I would love to know who those people are. Or did you not even do that? Like, did you just talk to Chris and Shane? Because, of course, they're going to tell you they can fix it, especially Chris. He's been saying it for years. He clearly can't fix it. So I was a little disappointed they didn't ask that, because that seems like a really valid question. Like, who, independent of this situation, did you reach out to solicit advice about this situation from? 2 things. I'd want to know who they were, and if she didn't do it at all, that is a even bigger red flag. So, man, I just, it's so hard to be a fan of this franchise. You guys know. It's just, I was hoping that this would give me some level of hope for the future, but all it gave me is a case of, like, deja vu. We're just going to keep doing this over and over again and hope one of these years it works. And that's not a good plan. That is not a good business plan. That is not a good plan for your football team or your peewee team. It doesn't matter. It's just, I think they're just going to run it back with all the same guys. She basically said the Chris Ballard motto, "We like our guys." I mean, essentially. So, very disappointed in what she had to say and the lack of any meaningful information. I mean, nothing for the fan base. It's just going to make the fan base even more vigilant about wanting these people gone, because there were no answers given. She has no answers. The only answers were, we need more urgency, we got to finish games. We haven't been finishing games for a decade. Like, that's the problem. That's a team problem, because we're old and we have no depth. We're not coached hard enough. We're a soft team. There were just no answers. None that I liked. None that were given. There was no transparency. I don't know how you guys felt watching that, but it was disappointing as hell to me. Very disappointing. All I took from it was, she said she was pissed 15 times. She said there needs to be more of a sense of urgency. She likes the players. She's close with the players. She likes the players we have in the building. She wants Daniel to get healthy. I mean, these are all things I would have known beforehand. She would have, she's had no problem making the trade. Like, all things I knew. We all knew all this. Like, how are these 2 guys going to fix this? What gives you any confidence that they can? She had no answer for that. other than they're going to work hard. I assume they work hard every offseason. So that's all I got, guys. I mean, it was really a blah presser. The questions weren't great. Didn't get any information. It was just a complete letdown. I don't expect her to share trade secrets or anything like that, but I would expect a little bit more openness from somebody that knows her fan base is infuriated, and rightfully so. Everybody in this fan base has the right to be infuriated because we've been sitting through this same monkey show for 10 friggin' years. And her answer to it was let's run it back again. So of course we're all upset. And I promise you, we're more pissed than she is. If we're going based on what I witnessed. It didn't seem like she was all that mad, and she made a decision that makes me think she's not all that mad. So that's all I got, guys. I'd love to hear your response to this. I didn't go into this thinking like she's going to blow the doors off of me and I'm going to be so super impressed, but I thought she'd give a better account of things than that. That was just awful. Like, awful. Nothing was learned from that other than we're just going to do this again. And she wants us to believe in the product? How are we supposed to believe in the product? I just... Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to keep doing this show because I love the Colts and all that stuff. But if you bail on the Colts or you want to take a break from the Colts, I completely get it. Because that presser was just an absolute turd sandwich to the fan base. Just brutal. All right, guys. So that's all I got. I'm hoping that Ballard talks to the media. That better be a damn roast session. Hopefully that happens this week because now Shane's talked to him. She's talked to him. Ballard, they better roast him, and just everything needs to be on the table when they talk to him. He needs to feel like he's under fire, because he is. He should be, and he is. So that's all I got. I know it's not much. I mean, no information was really given. I'd love to hear your opinion, though. So leave your comments below, and I will absolutely take the time to read them and respond. What were your thoughts on the presser? Your overall thoughts on what she said? What were you hoping she would say? Did she say anything that gave you hope? Whatever you want to leave, guys. You know I always enjoy reading your comments, and I'll try to respond to them all. So with that being said, this has been Culture Uncut. I'm your host, Jason Spears. Everybody have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.